In 2005, we visited organic sheep and beef farmers Alan and Sonia Richardson in Heriot, Western Otago. Since that time, they tried their hand at marketing their own product internationally, but have since returned to what they know best, organic farming.
Our challenge is to do a very good job farming organically. I want to see our production up to what the top conventional farmers are doing in the area, and that's achievable. It's not a hollow sort of statement. We're already seeing big gains just by concentrating on farming and doing the basics right. 90% of organics is the same as what any other farmer is doing. It's the other 10%, the animal health, particularly growing crops, our fertility, which is different, but growing good stock, that doesn't change. During the late 90s and through the 2000s, organics was growing at 20 to 30% in the food sector. Organics is 3 to 4% of the world market. It's not going away. If it was, it would have happened a long time ago, and we'll see a bounce back. These are some of our rising tudus. They were 60.5 k's a month ago, so they're well up to the stage where they're going to be mated. The important thing from our point of view is that they've never been drenched in their life, and they're up to the target weights already. So we're now at the stage that we're breeding from sheep that have had no chemical drenches in their life, and that's a really important resource, I think. Any sheep that don't handle a zero drench, we cull.
390. Yep.
We've got a Perindole base, but we have 3 studs. One's the Perindole, the Texel, which are a very good low input sheep, and a third one that we've developed since 2004, the Ultimate, which is by and large combining the best of the Perindole and the Texel, low input traits. This guy's one of our ultimate breed. If we have a look at the back end of him for a starter, that for me is a tail. It naturally peels, it's short, it allows him to nice and clean under there. When he goes to the toilet, he lifts it and he's keeping clean, and that's really important. This bare skin under here is very important. Nice clean set of balls is also clean on the points. No dagging there, no tailing. The other important thing is we're not getting any bearings in our ewes. Here we've got an animal that maintains that muscle control, and I think because of that, they're not getting the bearings. 45% of the cuts of the blows when you're shearing are on the points. We've eliminated those with this guy here, nothing on the belly. Lambs going to the works don't have to be crutched or bellied, but the other important thing is maintain that jacket of wool. These animals are producing at a fertility index of around 3, so at a 60k carcass, you're getting somewhere around that 180% scanning, so that's good, and that gives us a potential to get around that 150% lambing. We're not there yet, and it's really the fine detail is what we've been lacking. We haven't been focused on the farming side. The last 2 years we've tried to turn that around. We're mating our hoggets too, and for me, a hogget that's never had a drench in its life and gives us a lamb organically, and that's pretty special too. So we're putting our rams out with our hoggets and getting some good lambs from them. We only got 42% lambing out of our hoggets this year. It's our 3rd year that we've done it, so there's a lot potential there, but we're actually putting them onto Swedes. My brother-in-law suggested put them onto Swedes, shut them down so that you cut down your twins, and hopefully you're only getting 1 lamb off them. So they're getting mated on Swedes in June, they're lambing in November when the weather's a wee bit better, when we've got some more surplus feed, they're not competing with the ewes, and yeah, it seems to work well. Goats are becoming incredibly important to us, particularly for our problem weeds, which are gorse and thistles. We haven't got the chemical options, obviously, and with weeds and that, we're not aiming to get 100% control. We want to suppress what's there, make sure they don't spread, and if they're providing a food source for goats, that's great too, because our aim with the goats is to sell them for meat and get a return there as well. The guys that are selling them are getting somewhere between $4 and $6 a k. Goats are the most eaten meat in the world, and you know, I think we lose lose focus of that. The Australians, they export a lot of goat meat, and it's a resource for New Zealand that I think we're missing out on. We're building up in numbers. We've got about 500 does now, somewhere between 600 and 800. We'll start selling the progeny for meat. The issues there are the parasite challenge. Young goats, they are seriously compromised. We haven't done any work on them like we have for our sheep for resistance. So it's really selection of the fittest and breeding from them. So that's a weakness in the goat industry, that we haven't got a sort of a genetics base there which we can tap into at this stage. It may be something we're going to do ourselves in the future. When we started organic farming, we only had about 5% cattle, and we're trying to do it all with sheep. And organically, you can do that, but it's really hard. Cattle give you a great balance between the sheep and the cattle for a lot of reasons. Pasture management is the key, but also breaking down that parasite challenge. So what we're by and large doing with the cattle, they're going in behind ewes and cleaning up any tag or any pastures that aren't good, and giving us a nice parasite-free pasture for our lambs. Our key focus is lamb growth, and to do that we're using the cattle and the ewes to mop up those parasites. Between two places we've got about 300 cows plus replacements, so we're sitting at about 20%. You really need 40% to break that parasite balance. These guys are great for pasture management, and we're getting good return. This is where we started farming 14 years ago, and then we didn't really have an understanding of the soil, but I think we're getting closer to what we need now, and we've got this beautiful friable soil. It's full of roots the whole way down. We're actually growing our organic matter, and the topsoil has gone from about 12 centimetres up to about 30 centimetres in that time. So we're building our organic matter. This is a sustainable system because our organic matter is rising, and that's the real fertility key. I've learnt the hard way that I'm a farmer, and that's where my skills are. The marketing is part of my passion, but let's leave that to the experts, the ones that can focus on that. We've got a 3-year contract with Silverfern Farms for our organic lamb. It's hedged for 3 years, and that's the best insurance we can get. I think that's where the whole market should be heading, and they're doing that through organics. So leave the marketing to them. We'll concentrate on the on-farm stuff where we've actually got some influence.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.